Lane, why'd you spend so much money on a Canopy? Lane, it's just a Ranger. Lane, you can do this for so much cheaper. Let's talk about it, why don't we? Righto guys, it is the question you guys have all been asking. Lane, why the Canopy and how much did you actually spend on it? Today, I'm finally giving you the answer you guys have all been wanting to know. If you haven't seen the actual walkthrough of the video, make sure you check it out. I'll link it in the description below. For those that don't know, I did go down to Port Macquarie, saw G-Works and got this tray and canopy installed on my car. So first on the list is the actual setup installation. So that was the inspection, the mounting, and the whole package checklist for this tray and canopy. That came in at a whopping $950. After that, we had the removal of the tub, which they actually did for free, thank God, because it's just a busted ass tub. So that was very nice of them. Then we had to relocate the reverse sensors and all the little advanced technology sensory stuff on the actual Ranger itself. That came in at $540. All right, now for the serious stuff. We have the 1700 long tray, which includes the mud guards, the toolboxes, the water tank as well. If you saw that video, powered water. The trundle drawer at the back, everything like that came in at $11,548. To sit on that tray, we actually have the canopy itself. So that was just the canopy, none of the internals on it at all. That came in at $9,100. With the canopy as well, we have the internal systems, which is all the drawers, the pantry system, the fridge mount for the fridge to go over. That was $4,400. And then we have the actual rear setup of the canopy as well. So the tire mount, the jerry can holder, and the ladder on the back of the canopy, that was $1,850. By the way, I'll also mention the roof racks on top of the canopy, that was $300, but they gave me a 25% discount. So thanks guys, that came in at $225, but I'm not gonna include the discounts in this video, just so you guys can get a actual prediction of how much this setup without any discounts would cost. But the juicy stuff, the 12-volt system. This is where it starts to get expensive. So we have the inverter with the AC and DC charger and all the wiring as well. That came in at $5,491. After that, we have the 200 amp hour lithium battery. Get this, $2,568.18. With that comes all the wiring and the labor for the 12-volt system. That came in at $1,960. To keep all that nice and secure, we have the central locking system, which comes in at $562, but they did that 100% free. So thanks G-Works, I love you. To make sure I get to sleep comfortably, we have the rooftop tent, which came in at $3,636.32. And to install it, it was $140. To make sure I'm able to go to the places I want to go and air down the tires, I do have an ARB twin air compressor installed. That came in at $780, and to install it was $400, but they gave me a 50% discount. Lastly, we have the Bushman's fridge, which came in installed at $1,538.90. So the moment you guys have all been waiting for, the total price of the tray and canopy system, drum roll please, it comes in at a whopping $49,653.15. So pretty much, I just bought a black box that costs the price of a brand new car and threw it on the back of this car, which I find absurd. Ridiculous. Why did I do it? I'll give you the answer. I've got a couple of reasons. First off is I had a rooftop tent, the whole system in the back of a tub, and the weight of everything that I carried, I went through 2 tubs because it just absolutely destroyed it. I couldn't keep up with what I wanted having a tub. So the only option for me would have been to go tray and canopy. With what I do, this is now technically classed as my job. I'm all over Australia. You've seen me, New South Wales, Queensland, Northern Territory, a bunch of other states coming soon, you just wait. And for me to be able to go so remote, I need a house on wheels. I've got the kitchen, I've got the 12-volt system, I've got everything I need to be able to live weeks on weeks, if not months, out of my car. You can do this a lot cheaper, don't get me wrong. And I'm not trying to scare people away in coming into the industry. I've been four-wheel driving since I was a young boy. My dad, my mum, everyone, we always went camping. It's in my blood. I've had a few four-wheel drives. I've had a short wheelbase Pajero. I had a Nissan Patrol. I've got the Ranger. Them whole times, it's been swags, sleeping on the floor. Bare minimum, I don't recommend anyone just jumping into the industry starting like this, because the price is out of the option. It's ridiculous. I would never spend this much money if I wasn't using it for what I need to use it for. I've got to charge all the camera equipment. I've got to charge my camera equipment. I've got to cook out of it. I've got induction. The 12-volt system, that's what costs so much money. And to be able to do this job while on the road, I need to make sure I can actually facilitate all the camera equipment that we bring along on these trips. How has it been using this car with the Trane Canopy? That's a good question. It's, in my eyes, it's been amazing. I can't fault it. It's honestly the best upgrade I've ever done to this car, because it's just been able to let me explore the places I've always wanted to explore. This will come out before the episode, but I just came back from Uluru. That is my bucket list destination, and I couldn't have really done it without this thing on the back of it. It's so remote. It felt like I was just living at home. I pretty much live out of this thing. I'm never home. I'm always on the road. So that's why it costs so much. The fridge itself, having the upright fridge, I thought I would have hated it, but it's been a game changer. Having an upright fridge, first off, it is way lighter than any other fridge you can put in your car. Just look how cool it is. Everything's right there, easy to access. The biggest downside to upright fridges, people say, is the cold air that leaves when you open, because it's right there. But I've got all the controls in place to cover that. I've got a 12-volt system that hasn't let me down. I've had camera gear charging overnight, the inverter left on overnight, and it doesn't drop. I even cook out of an air fryer while having everything run all at once. It can't be beaten. The storage, you can't fit what I can in a tub compared to a Canopy. Like, I've got all my kitchen stuff there, I've got all the food there, I've got all the cold stuff in the fridge. On the other side, I've got clean side, I've got a dirty side when it comes to clothing, straight in the drawers. The trundle drawer at the back, that's where it holds all my spare parts. The top drop down shelf, all my chairs, my pillows, everything goes up on there. It still looks like my Canopy's got nothing in it, because all my storage has been controlled by the drawer system, everything like that. Still so much more room for activities, as they say. So I've pretty much just been rambling on all about the pros. Let's just talk about some of the cons on having this on the back of my car. First off, as you guys know, it cost a ridiculous amount of money. So expensive. The next con is the weight. It's not as bad as what I was expecting, but it's still heavy. I didn't need a GVM upgrade, but I did have to upgrade my suspension, because like, I had super lightweight springs on the back of this car. And when I first got it, driving all the way from Port Macquarie back to Yeppoon, Cali leaning the whole way, it looked like I was doing a wheel stand the whole time. So the weight is something to take into consideration. If you throw anything more, you're gonna need a GVM upgrade. With the weight comes fuel economy. My God, my Ranger, it's pushing 14.5 litres per 100. Unless I'm like following Bridget in a slow ass car doing 80 Ks an hour, that's when I'm gonna save money on fuel. Other than that, I've got a heavy foot, I've got a heavy car. Them two don't go well together. Just bear in mind, if you're gonna spend money on a Trane Canopy, your fuel's gonna drop as well. And that's where you're doing long remote trips, you're gonna have to start considering long range fuel tanks, everything like that, which at the end of the day, just costs more money as well. With that, I've built this car to be a tourer. It's 110% a tourer. Just look at it, you know it's a tourer. I said tourer so many times just then, but it is a tourer. It can't wheel to save a life. I'm picking wheels at the Woolies car park. Like, I go over a speed bump and I'm like, it feels like I'm falling into a rut. which is something I really want to do, which leads me on to the next thing. Let me know in the comments, what car should I look at doing a wheeling build? I've got a couple in mind, LN Hilux or a GQ Patrol. Let me know if there is anything different you'd like to see, but I really want a GQ Patrol. Should you spend the money to buy a Train Canopy? I'm a bit torn between this question. If you're brand new to the industry, definitely don't. You can go to King's, you can spend 300 bucks and get the full camping setup that can last you for ages. However, if you are a bit of a tourer, if you're a bit experienced, if you're older and you've got money to throw around, you can do this way cheaper than what I have. Don't get me wrong. Everything here, it's Australian made, it's Australian built, it's built to test the times. You guys heard all the positives. I can't fault it. It's the best thing I've ever done to my car. So if you have the budget to be able to do something like this, I 1000% think it is the best thing you'll ever do to be able to go touring around Australia. With all that said and done, that is how much this Train Canopy cost. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like, subscribe, do all that sort of fun stuff. Let me know in the comments if you have any more questions, or if you just want to grill me about still spending way too much money on this canopy. I hope you guys like this video. You now know the price of the Train Canopy. I'm honest with you guys, I'll tell you anything. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. As always guys, stay slippery. Yoo! At least I convinced myself that I did the right thing by spending the money on it. Do I buy a wheeler? Let me know in the comments below. Should I buy a wheeler? And if I buy a wheeler, what wheeler should I say?